All right, so I don't know about you, but I really don't appreciate when mice or rats or anything for that matter not only eats my food or gets into stuff, but rips and ruins stuff. So I have some kind of little thing running around the garage here, getting into stuff. So we're going to talk about how to kill it. All right. A lot of the poisons, I have a dog, so there's a lot of poisons out there and a lot of products out there that if you give it to the rat will take it, ingest it, and it'll die at some point, and then your dog will eat it or get into it, and then it hurts your dog. So I love my dog, not going to do that. I just want the animal dead, just blunt trauma force. So what I did was I used these. Victor. I don't know if there's different names for it, but this is the one that I always get from Home Depot. It's about $2 each. I go with the rat size because if you kill a rat, it's good. It'll also kill a mouse. But if you get the mouse size trap, sometimes those big rats, it'll hit them, but it won't kill them, and then they'll just you know do their thing. So I want to just knock out whatever it is. The other thing is I bought a attractant. It's kind of like a gel. It's non-toxic, but it just makes them, pick up the smell better and get to it. But at the same time, I also just use good old string cheese. I've never had a problem with string cheese. These little guys, they'll find whatever. So you can use a piece of apple string cheese. String cheese just sticks real well. So let's talk about this. Another thing that I do is I use these little, like, I don't know, turkey chicken pans. They're so cheap from Costco. It's like $4 for these. But the thing is when the animal gets hit and dies, it's now bloody or making a mess or poop itself, or maybe you don't get to it for a few days and then it kind of disintegrates or another rat gets into it. So there's all sorts of problems that happens when the rat dies. And this just, I have found it contains the situation nicely. 99% of the time. I have had a couple rats that maybe lift weights and they just have somehow got out of it, but the other rats, they stay in it and it's kind of a better situation. So let me show you how to load. I hope you can see this rat trap. So here's the rat trap. A lot of people are scared. I know my wife, she just won't touch them until I showed her what to do. So the whole thing works like a spring, just like just like in the cartoons, and it can really hurt your finger. So you want to grab a hold of it solid, okay, and pull it back. And at all times, you want to hold the bottom piece, the bottom wood, and you want to hold this. Because once you let go, that would really suck, okay? And I'm not going to say that I haven't done it, and I haven't used a lot of curse words, but it hurts. So you want to pull this back, okay? So what I do first is I bait it first. A lot of people bait it second, but you want to take this right on that hook. So there's a tiny little hook. The good thing about the cheese is that after a few hours, it starts to harden, and it makes it difficult to pull it off there. So this hook and this back arm, okay, if you can see that, this little cheese baiter has a little bent eye on it. This handle is what is going to hook super lightly underneath there, like so. Once you load this arm will go over it and it'll hook underneath there. That's what you want to do without snapping your finger or breaking your finger off. Okay? So, first thing is we load the big arm, and then we take the second bait arm holder, and then we push them together nice and easy. Okay? See, I'm pushing down really hard with this hand to hold this arm and this wood securely. Okay? Now, I come around with both hands. See how that popped off easy? You got to finagle it. It takes a little while. So, once you get it locked in place like so, I still have my hand on this thing. Don't ever let this thing go. And then you hold back and you just kind of release for the test. And it may or may not hold. but hopefully it does. And there you go. So that's holding. A lot of people will just leave it in place like this. I actually have to go into a crawl space and go all around. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to load it into my little bucket here. I don't know if you can see that. So I put it into the bucket. Sometimes it'll snap, sometimes not, but just as long as it's not in your hands, you're fine. Okay? And then now, there you go. That's the rat trap. You can put it wherever you want. I go where the rat poopings are. If you can see the pooping, you know that it's been walking there. So right now, let's just take this one. I have a bunch because I'm, willing to make this video, so I really want to show you what happens. So if I don't get a rat, the video doesn't happen, does it? So I'm going to walk into my crawl space here. I got a garage crawl space, and I definitely see some poop, rat poop, and it's over here on the shelf. Okay, so where they've been walking. So I'm just going to lightly put this here because he can walk at any point, or she, or whatever it is, can walk along there. They'll smell their cheese. That's not high enough. That's totally easy for them to get into. Okay? And I'm sure there's some do-it-yourselfers out there who would make a super bunch of little like stairs up there or something. Whatever. Those rats will go wherever they want. Anyway, we will check this again and see what we got. And I'll let you know, hopefully within a day or so, we'll get him. Good morning. Just got home. It's been 2 days since I set the traps, and we got ourselves one rat. 2 of the traps actually snapped. I don't know if I didn't set them right or if something walked across them, but none of the bait was touched. So this guy's here. And in order to get it out, same thing, you want to just drop it. I like to drop it right into the pan. And then you can reset this after and dispose of the rat. Super simple. Hope this helps.